Coming up on St. George News at 5, Utah officials are sounding the alarm on construction fraud as a new task force forms to combat homeowner losses. Plus, a St. George man is arrested after a costly break-in at Texas Roadhouse, leaving the restaurant trashed and temporarily closed. And later, we'll have your dangerously hot weather forecast with triple-digit temps sticking around for all of southern Utah. That and more just ahead. Stay with us.
You're watching St. George News at 5, brought to you by our studio sponsor, We Win Injury Law.
Good afternoon, I'm Ryan Forsey. Thousands of Utah homeowners have fallen victim to residential construction fraud, losing more than $32 million over the past 3 years. In response, state officials have launched a new task force combining law enforcement, lawmakers, and industry experts to crack down on deceptive contractors. The group will focus on aggressive enforcement, consumer education, and potential regulatory reforms to better protect homeowners. A man is facing multiple charges after police say he broke into Texas Roadhouse in St. George, causing over $11,000 in damage and lost revenue. Officers say 23-year-old Carlos Cruz Argueta threw a computer, damaged kitchen equipment, and tossed meat across the floor. He was identified through surveillance footage and later arrested at his home, where police say he admitted to the break-in. Now we'll take a look at your daily weather forecast, brought to you by Casablanca Resort and Casino. In St. George, it's currently 106. Tonight will be clear. Expect a low near 77 degrees. Tomorrow appears to be a duplicate of today's weather at 106 for the high and a 77 again for the overnight low. In Mesquite, it's sunny with a high near 109. We'll see a low of 82 tonight and then brace for more triple-digit heat with a high of 112 and another low of 82 tomorrow. Up in Cedar City, it's 89 degrees and partly cloudy. Expect a cool low of 66 tonight, followed by a high of 93 and a low of 66 on Thursday. Washington County Attorney Eric Clark is stepping down after 5 years marked by historic legal challenges, high-profile cases, and sweeping reforms that reshaped the county attorney's office. Now for a closer look at his legacy and what's next.
I will always consider it one of the biggest privileges of my life to have gotten to serve this community as county attorney. I just think that's a special thing to get to have done.
A major transition is underway in Washington County. After 5 years of dedicated service, County Attorney Eric Clark is stepping down from his post this week.
And then I'm going to become the general counsel for the Utah Association of Counties.
It's a move that marks both a professional and personal shift for the lifelong public servant.
We're hoping that I can help smaller counties that don't have a lot of resources in their county attorney's offices on some of the stickier civil side projects, public lands issues, land use applications, those kind of things.
St. George News spoke with Clark about his time in the Washington County Attorney's office.
I'm proud that we have had a lot of people from this office move on to do, bigger and better is probably not the best way to put it, but like move on to do cool things. We've had 2 attorneys become judges in the last 5 years. And they were stellar prosecutors, and now they're stellar judges.
Clark said he would always remember the Frankie Hildebrand cases and the changes in Utah law that came as a result, with the passing of the Child Abuse Torture Amendment Bill that passed the Utah legislature earlier this year. That bill, that was introduced by Senator Don Ipson, was part of a joint effort spearheaded by Clark and the Washington County Children's Justice Center Director, Christy Pike.
One of the great aspects of his leadership is his ability to be humble. He came to me early on and said, if you see ways that I can be better or do better, please tell me, please speak up. And we had those kinds of conversations. And I saw his way he approached things actually change because of conversations that we had. We need more Eric Clarks in the world, but there's only one.
I'm proud of the fact that we were able to go and work with the legislature and significantly increase our laws for the worst kinds of child abuse that can happen. We went from the system's recommendation of being probation with no jail time to being a 10-year prison sentence. That's a huge shift. It was obviously needed, and I'll always be proud of that.
Clark spearheaded critical legal work for the Northern Corridor Road project and the Mojave Desert Tortoise Take permit. Initiatives that, he says, were essential for future county development.
Getting our desert tortoise take permit in place for the next 25 years was, like I said, that was a project that I worked on for years and years and are continuing to work on, but the permit's been in a good place since the end of 2020. And our local economy relies on the construction industry. It just does, and it has for a long time. We over double our population every 20 years since 1960. Without that permit in place, that just stops. And all that we could develop would be existing farmland. But that's one that I'll always kind of feel like I had a positive impact on the community by allowing that.
County Commission Chair Victor Iverson praised Clark for his unwavering dedication and compassion for victims of crime, adding that Clark leaves behind big shoes to fill.
I think he's done an incredible job as a county attorney, and we all have chapters in our lives, and he's done a great job in his service to Washington County. And I think the citizens of this county owe him a debt of gratitude for all of his hard work.
In a crowning moment she'll never forget, St. George's Dally Holyoke has been named 2026 Miss Rodeo Utah after a week-long competition in Ogden. Holyoke, a Dixie High graduate and former student of mine, won top honors in public speaking, appearance, personality, and horsemanship. She credits her family, her horse Chicklet, and years of dedication to the sport she loves. Holyoke's official reign begins in January. Thank you for watching St. George News at 5. To learn more about our studio sponsor, We Win Injury Law, go to wewininjurylaw.com. I'm Ryan Forsey with St. George News, your #1 source for local news.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more local news updates. And if you liked this newscast, you might enjoy one of these stories right here.